So cars for your hips can be done from the like laying down position. You can be on your hands and knees. You could be kind of like one hand, one knee. You could be standing. There's all these different ways you can do cars with your hips. So I'm going to just talk about a few ways, but know that you can get creative with other ways of doing this. There's just some specific things I'm going to try to bring your attention to. Remember those things, even though, you can take this somewhere else and get creative with it. Just try to remember the tips that I'm going to give you for this. So in particular, controlled articular rotations, the tips are for every single one. So the first tip is to irradiate your body and get really tight. So if I'm going to move my hip, I'm going to get really tight by pushing down into my hands, strong in my arms, tensing up my arms, kind of almost like pushing in my back a little bit, like activating my back. And then the right knee is what I'm going to move. So the left leg is going to get really tight too. So this is called irradiating. I'm going to pull my belly in tight. I'm going to press into my left foot because that thing's solid. So every part of my body is solid. And then the right leg is what I'm going to focus on moving. So irradiation is everything solid like you're a statue, cement, and just moving that one piece. So I'm going to bring my right knee into my chest without rounding my back because then I wouldn't be solid. So I'm bringing my knee into my chest, squeezing it here. I can feel the muscles in my hip working, and then taking the knee out to the outside of your right armpit. Squeeze it up out there, and then bring it back into the chest, and then back out to the armpit. So the spine not rounding or helping, but feel the muscles in your hips. So connecting your body to your legs, your torso to your legs. One more time. Squeeze it forward into your chest. Take it out to the right. Squeeze it out to the right like you couldn't bring it out to your armpit anymore without lifting that right hip. No lift. Bring it down. Relax. So now we're going to do the left side. So we're just kind of starting slow, going through each of the pieces of the cars before we actually go through continuous car movements. So left side. Let's see if this braid gets in my way. All right, so irradiate, right? So I'm going to spread my fingers really wide, press into my knuckles, press fingers, press palms, strong in my back, strong in my belly, pushing my right foot, and my right knee down, and bringing my left knee into my chest without my spine moving. Squeeze it in. Keep squeezing it in. The rest of the body stays tight. Take the left knee out to the left without lifting your left hip. So using the muscles on the outside of your left thigh, not these muscles all the way to lift your left hip. Just take the left leg out to the left. Bring it back to center. Knee into the chest. Squeeze your thigh into the chest. And take the left knee out to the left, out to your left armpit. Bring it back. Not much movement in the hips. So I'm going to do this angle that I might cut out because it might be terrible. But so when you lift your knee into your chest, I just want to show you a couple of differences, right? So knee into the chest, no curved spine, but I can pull it all the way up and in if I curve my spine. So none of that. When you take your knee out to the left or out to the side at all. So I could lift it super high if I'm lifting my hip, right? That's lifting my hip and my knee together. So if I'm just not lifting this, but I'm lifting just the knee out to the side, irradiating, that's as far as I can get. You shouldn't be going too much further unless you want to start lifting that hip. Okay. Turning back around. All right, so next position, right? So we know what it's like to take the knee out to the side. So we're going to take the knee out to the side, but get real tight, irradiate, strong. Pressing into my left knee, left foot. Right knee out to the right. Keep it out to the right. Keep the right knee right where it is, out to the right, as far as it's going to go. And lift the right foot higher than the right knee. Take it back down. Right foot higher than right knee. Back down. Keep the knee out one more time. Foot higher than the knee. Back down. And then release the right knee down to the floor. I never hold that position, so that's an interesting weak spot I just found in my body. All right, so I am going to turn around for this one in hopes that you can see better. I think that it actually helps hold me accountable because in the video you can see if I'm cheating or not. I'm not going to lift my left hip. I'm saying that out loud, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. All right, irradiating. Everything's tight. Pressing into the right knee, right foot, left knee, out to the left without lifting the left hip. So squeeze in real hard at that out position. Now, lifting the left foot higher than the knee without lifting the hip, which it feels like I might have already done. Okay, a couple more times. Lift the foot higher than the knee and back down. Foot higher than the knee, back down. One more time. Foot higher than the knee and back down. Release. Okay. Last little portion, and we're actually going to just take this right into the next piece and keep moving all the way through. So, the last little pieces, irradiate everything, especially the left leg because the right leg's going for it. Hands, arms, back, torso, my belly pulled in tight, pushing into the left knee. Right leg, right knee, it's going to stay in this bent position, but I'm going to point my knee straight back and my foot's going to go up because of that. Strong everywhere else. And when I lift it up, I don't want to, again, lift my right hip. I just want to take the right knee and point it straight back. Strong in the left hip. Point the right knee straight back and squeeze with the back of your thigh. Squeeze and lift your right knee even higher. So from here, that next position is just keeping your foot lifted, but your right knee out to the right. Take it back. Squeeze the back of your right thigh. Take it out to the right. Take it back. Squeeze the back of your right thigh. Lift it, lift it, lift it. Strong everywhere else. Out to the right. And back. And down. Whew. Turning around. Even though I don't love this angle, definitely keeps me honest. Here we go. All right. Strong. Press into the fingers. The knuckles especially. Belly tight. Back tight. Arms strong. Arms strong. Right knee pressing down. So you got to squeeze the right thigh. Squeeze the right butt. Press the right foot down. Squeeze the right butt. Now, keeping this knee position, left knee points back while the left foot points up. Squeeze the left thigh to lift. No hip. Left thigh. Now the knee's going to go out to the left without the foot dropping. So knee out to the left. And come back when you need to. And then go back out to the left. Everything tight. Hip doesn't move. Hip's not lifting on the left side. Take it back. One more. And back. Squeeze the back of that left thigh. Lift it, lift it, lift it. And lower down. All right, back to that right side. We're going right into it. Here we go. Just what you just did, but instead of coming back, we're going to keep going. So irradiate everything. If for any reason your hands need, I don't know, help, like your wrists hurt or something, you could bring your hands further forward. You could use a mat underneath the base of your wrists or your palms. Sometimes just bringing the hands further forward is helpful, okay? So let's try it. Right knee, irradiate everything. Right knee starts sliding to point back with the right foot up. Everything is tight. Take the right knee out to the right with the foot in the air. Now, start making that right knee work its way up towards your armpit and the foot at the same height as the knee. Once you get there, knee into the chest. And bring your right knee straight back. Foot up. Keep the foot up, go out to the right. You're going to let your foot come down as you bring your right knee into your armpit. Knee into the chest. And lower it down. Right knee into the chest. Outside the right armpit. Keep taking it back. Slowly start lifting your foot higher than your knee. Foot higher than the knee. Foot higher than the knee as you come all the way back. Don't lift the hip, but squeeze the back of the right leg. Lift and come down right into the last one on this side. Knee into the chest. Out to the right. Turn the right foot up as you move back. Right foot up, 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 up. Straight back. Squeeze the right thigh. And come down. All right, rest. And I'm switching sides. So left side, get ready. Here we go. So left knee points back, foot straight up. Foot and knee out to the left together, foot stays lifted. So the foot's going to have to start to come down as the left knee comes up and closer to the outside of the left armpit. Knee into the chest from the armpit. Pull it in, and go straight down towards the floor, but take it right back. Left knee straight back behind you, foot up. I feel like I'm moving all over the place. All right, take your left knee out to the left. Foot comes down to knee height. Knee to the armpit, knee to the chest, foot is still off the ground, and bring it down. Now 2 times in the other direction, knee to chest. Out to the left. Foot higher than the knee. Straight back with it. Come down and knee into the chest. Out to the left. Foot higher than the knee. Knee straight back, squeeze the thigh. And bring the left knee down and rest. So when you're rotating into each of those edges of your range of motion, what's important is that you're really squeezing your muscles, all of them, especially from the leg you're moving, into that deepest or like the end of your range of motion. So as long as there's no pain, you're squeezing. It's like you're moving through muck because you're squeezing all your muscles so tight while you move slowly through those rotations. When you catch yourself speeding up, because you will, because it's not really fun, you'll catch yourself, like I was talking about, trying not to move my spine while I'm doing the rotation. You'll catch yourself doing that like I did. You want to catch yourself being like, I want to say not perfect, but not perfect, right? You want to catch all the awesome imperfections because those are going to give you clues as to where, weakness is or where you've started to like kind of compensate, like to make things happen, right? Because that might give you some clues as to what might be causing your pain now or in the future. Standing is the next way you can do a hip car. So it's that exact same motion that I just gave you from the quadruped or all fours position, but this is standing. And so you can do this with a wall to hold on to. Start that way, or like a chair. You can hold on to a chair, but don't do it forever. Just see if you can have the wall there in case you need it, but not always touch it the whole time, just to see if you can get away from the wall while you're doing this. So without curving my spine, that's the key, right? So I'm tensing up. So I don't have the floor to push into. So standing up, I'm going to squeeze my fists, straighten my arms, and squeeze the muscles all the way up my arms. Pull my belly in tight. Squeeze my buns all the way down to the floor. Everything's tight. Right knee into the chest without curving my spine. And then right knee out to the right. Keeping the knee this high, bring the foot this high. Keep drawing the knee back and the foot up as you go straight back. I'm trying not to fold at my hips. Stay upright here. Squeeze the back of your thigh. Pull your knee straight back. Ugh, my belly's pulling forward. Pull your belly in and come down. And again, knee to chest. Out to the right. Let the foot lift. Bring the knee straight back. Keep squeezing the back of the thigh. Squeeze. I feel it again. Pull my belly in tight and lower the right foot. Relax for just a second because we're going to go in the opposite direction. So here we go. Tighten up. I'm watching the belly now. So when I'm in this position and I go back, I feel like I have more control over it. So I'm squeezing in so tight here. Squeezing strong in my left leg because I'm still working on the right leg. Everything is so strong and squeezed. Right knee is going to go back to start this. Keep the knee and the foot at the same height. Take them out to the right. Just keep bringing the knee up and in towards the armpit, but let the foot come down. And the knee into the chest. Pull it in tight. Bring it down. We're going right into the next one. Bend the knee. Stand up tall. Pull the belly in. Knee straight back. Squeeze the back of this thigh hard. Keep squeezing it and bring the right knee out to the right. Knee lifts and foot comes down. Knee lifts towards the armpit. Into the chest. And down. I think I might be yelling. I was really doing it. I want you to really do it too. All right, so other side. That's it for rest. Get ready. Irradiate to fists. Strong in your abdomen. Strong across the chest. I'm kind of rolling my shoulders back a little bit. Squeezing tight in your right thigh as hard as you can, especially your bottom. Like lock it in down here. Push your right foot down, left knee into your chest without curving your spine. Knee as high as it'll go. Squeeze here. And then out to the left, keeping it as high as it'll go. Squeezing in that top of your thigh here. And then I'm going to bring my foot up to knee height out to the left. I can already tell I'm doing some sort of compensation. Lift the foot and then bring the knee straight back. Pull the belly in. Pull the belly in. Foot up, straight back. Pull the belly in. Squeeze the back of the thigh. And come down. Right into the next one. Belly's in tight. No rounding in the lower back. Knee to the chest. Knee out to the left. Squeeze everything tight. Lift the foot as high as the knee. Bring the knee back. Watch the belly. Pull it in. Knee straight back. Squeeze the behind of the thigh. And come down. Take a rest for just a breath or two. Right back into the opposite direction. Here we go. Irradiate everything. Squeeze. Tight. Arms, legs, torso. Left knee bends. Left knee straight back without my belly going because I'm holding it in tight now. Out to the left. The foot and the knee the same height. Let the knee lift higher than the foot. And then bring that knee into the armpit, but forward into the chest. And then come down. We're going right into the next one. Oh, that was a sticky ending for me. All right. Bend the knee. Go right into it. Belly stays in. Squeeze the back of the thigh before taking the legs out to the left leg out to the left. Knee to armpit. Spine doesn't bend. Knee to chest. And down. Relax. So the position I left for last is laying down because you just don't use it as much, but that doesn't mean you can't. You can definitely lay down and do hip rotations, especially if you find some pain and like laying down is the only way you can really work these, then use that. Okay, so laying down, you can lay face down, you can lay on your side, and you can lay on your back and get all the different angles in your hip rotation. So if you're laying face down, this is tough with the microphone. So laying face down, you'll bend I feel like I need to give my right knee a break. Bend the right knee. So I'm squeezing everything, right? Irradiating arms. Irradiating my left butt cheek really hard. Left leg pushing into the floor. And then my right knee lifts. And then all I'm going to do is try to take my right knee out to the right. The foot only has to come down when I can't keep it up anymore. Knee out to the right until I need to set the knee down, and then the foot can come down from there. And then try to pick it up and bring it back the same way you came. So really irradiate the whole body. Try not to change much of anything. Lift your right knee. Slide the foot up. Knee lifts up off the ground. Straight back, straight back, straight back. Squeeze the back of the thigh and come down. Laying face down and bringing that knee out to the side, and then working on some internal rotation. So getting everything in the leg nice and tight, nice and firm, so nothing's going to move, but squeeze and lift that right foot off the ground without changing anything else in the body. And then alternatively, and then this hip car is going to work on external rotation. So you lay on your side with your knee or your leg that is laying on the ground. Bend that one. And from here, we're going to lift the foot. So irradiate everything, right? Right leg is engaged, not going to move. I'm actually pushing down into my right foot. Strong in my right arm, strong in my left arm. Left knee now is engaged. Left thigh, is engaged. And now lift the left foot and bring it back down. Lift it again. Squeeze where you can't lift it any higher and bring it back down. Try it again. One more time. Lift and squeeze and release. So something more gentle you can do laying down is as simple as turning your hips facing one side and just opening up the right knee. I have my foot on the ground, by the way. It kind of looks like this. And just opening up. And then part of this, you might even just kind of tap the ground, push your knee into the ground, and then lift it back up. Starting to move the leg internally and externally. You can start your day like this, right? You could do this in your bed. Laying on your side, you can have that knee into the chest. Like watch the spine. I like my right hand on my hip so I can tell if my hip's turning. So right knee in. You can bring your right knee out to the right. And then you can also rotate the right, like the internal rotation. So you're taking your right foot back and your left knee turns. This is a good one to stay here. I'm going to stay here and bring my right knee more upright, my left foot pointing more toward my foot, and then rotate the right foot back. Squeeze there. Come back down. One more time. Squeeze there. Come back down. I'm going to bring my knee into my chest on the way down. And relax. So that's kind of how you can get those outer edges. So laying on your back, you really only have the one option, forward and out to the side. So let's see. So you bring, this is hard up with the mic. I'm putting my hands like this because of the microphone. You can just lay with your arms by your side. Bring your knee into your chest. Watch the back because it's harder to feel here. And then letting your right knee come out to the right. Squeezing that right butt cheek, using that to bring your right knee back up to center. You could just go back and forth like this. This is a good motion here. Out to the right. I'm really using that right butt cheek. It's important. Bring it back. Nothing else is moving. Everything else is tight. And out. And back down. So you could also just knee into the chest, focusing on not pushing your whole back down into the floor, but like not letting your low back touch the floor. You know, keeping that neutral spine. Squeeze from here and down. So any of the versions of cars that I just showed you can also be done with a straight leg. Well, to an extent. So, for example, the quadruped shape, right? Which is facing down on all fours, which also could be down dog. I find it, well, it could be hard. It's difficult either way with a straight leg. This is going to be really challenging for me. So I don't really actually practice this, but I really should. So, you know, getting really irradiated in the body, just like I was going to do the right leg again, but instead of a bent knee, right? So I'm going to straighten my right leg out straight back. Don't let the hip lift. So I'm keeping my hip down. So out to the right, that right leg is, or sorry, straight back it is, and then you're going to take it out to the right. So taking it out to the right without lifting the right hip. And then being able to kind of turn it facing down and then maybe bring it back. You can keep going. I can't. I'm out of juice and I want to lift my right hip. I think I am. You could set it down as far as you can get forward without, you know, compensating too much with your spine. So this is actually a good place to like go from to. So like if this was the end, so I have this straight leg, I'm going to irradiate my whole body, squeeze so tight in my right leg because all I want to move is the hip. So I'm going to try and pick my right foot up off the ground, but nothing changes in my body. Keep lifting it off the ground as I bring that right leg straight back, but I'm going to rotate and have my heel pointing up, squeezing my right thigh straight back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze before setting my foot on the floor. So I could do that a couple times. Oh, I probably should. I'll just do it with you a couple times. Note to self, need to do more of this. Have your right foot back on the floor, strong in the body. Press into those hands. Strong even like your arms in your upper back, belly. Here we go. Without moving much, like my right hip is not going to lift. Lift the right foot and start bringing that right leg as high as you can, but out to the right. Bring it out so far without lifting the right hip, which I think it is, or it's going down. It's going down quick. Right foot all the way till you can't lift it off the floor anymore. I think that was my landing. I don't know how honest it was. Here we go again. Everything's tight. Irradiating everything tight. Nothing's going to move. I'm lifting my foot only. Hovering and lifting on my way back. Hovering and lifting, lifting, lifting. Squeezing the back of my thigh on the back end of this. And setting my right foot down. I'm going to go with that's it. Just another little thing that you can try. So these videos are more explaining it for you once, and then hopefully you can move through it a little faster. You don't have to watch the video every time, maybe just a couple times. And if like you forget some things, just come back and watch the video again. Gosh, my other leg really needs a straight leg one. Okay, how about a standing straight leg? Oh, this is going to be so hard. Irradiate everything. I'm going with the left leg. Everything's tight. I'm going to take my left leg straight forward without lifting the hip. Just straight forward. Staying lifted. The left hip's not going to move. Taking the leg out to the left. I'm going to try to rotate without lifting my left hip. Oh, scheiße. I'm going to try to rotate back without lifting the hip, even though I want to so bad. Maybe I have. I don't even know. And then taking my left leg back forward, lifting with this thigh because I can get it higher on the way when I'm forward. Squeeze and back down. That's a straight leg standing. So all of these cars are awesome. Like, this doesn't have something you have to do this could be, your morning exercise just to move your hips in these ways. And you don't have to do it all these ways. Just pick one that day. Like, some days I'm really tired and I don't want to stand in balance, so I just do it on all fours. Or there's the days when I'm super tired and I'm like laying down and I'm just squeezing everything and working around laying down as if that's just the way I'm doing it that day. So make sure you do try cars in all the different positions, because it is good for you to explore as often as possible. And one last thing that I kind of consider part of a rotation is you can always rotate internally and externally with your leg in any of those positions we talked about that it already does, right? So I could have my leg forward and then, externally rotate, internally rotate. That's just one thing. Any from any position, really. Like, so I could have, I don't even know if it would work this way. Yeah, it would. So if my knee's out to the right, I could turn here, lift up in the foot forward, and then the opposite of push the foot back, use these muscles to rotate in. That's really hard. That's a good one. So you can rotate at the end of any of these and sit, stand, or lay down for any of them. Cars. That's it.